What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another WaxMode video review. In today's video, I'm going to be covering Polish Angel's Connoisseur Rapidwaxx. This is their spray wax or spray protectant that can be used on the entire exterior of your vehicle. It can go on paint, on glass, wheels, chrome, trim, vinyl, plastic. This can go on absolutely all types of different surfaces and not leave behind any residue. The standard price here in the United States for this product is $45 for 500 milliliters. You can also get a 200 milliliter size for $25. So definitely much more expensive than your typical spray wax or spray protectant. And that's true across the board for the entire Polish Angel lineup. They command some of the highest prices here in the enthusiast market, in the boutique market of car care. But Rapidwaxx is actually the budget-based spray protectant in the Polish Angel lineup. The high gloss and cosmic spritz bottles, those are 200 milliliters. Those are going to run you $70 per bottle. And so Rapidwaxx is that one product to look at for guys that are thinking about jumping into the Polish Angel line and jumping on the bandwagon. I've had a lot of fun with these products. They're some of my absolute favorites. So I'm going to show you guys how Rapidwaxx performs against high gloss in the rinse test here. And I've prepped this test hood using Menzerna 3800. I followed that up with CarPro Eraser to remove any of the polishing oils left behind. Then I've got Rapidwaxx applied to just the left half of the hood. And then on the right half, I've got high gloss. These were also applied to the paint 3 days ago, so they've had plenty of time to cure if they need to. And here's a bit of a walk around of the gloss. And Polish Angel is really known to bring out an exceptional finish left behind with its products. And high gloss is going to have more of a concentration of titanium dioxide in its formula. That's known to be very reflective. And some guys say that high gloss is the best finish that they've ever seen on their paint. Rapidwaxx is going to have more of that carnauba-based content in the formula to try and bring out the warmth and the depth of a carnauba-based wax. On this specific test panel here, this is a lighter color. I've polished it to absolute death. I can't tell a difference between Rapidwaxx on the left and high gloss on the right as far as gloss goes. Now, with the first rinse here, what I want you guys to try and pay attention to is sometimes it takes a little bit of rinsing before we bring out the maximum hydrophobic potential out of the protectants. And so what the water is basically doing is it's blast rinsing away all those unbonded residuals that the microfiber towel is not able to fully wipe cleanly from the paint when you're first applying these products to the surface. And so that's why I'm seeing that improvement in the hydrophobic behavior as I fully rinse away those unbonded residuals. So you guys can see here, both Rapidwaxx and high gloss are extremely hydrophobic. These are some of the best hydrophobic spray protectants that you can apply to the paint that I've worked with. Crazy tight water beading, crazy fast water sheeting as well. When you try and flood the paint with water with these protectants, it's just going to run right off the surface really quick. And in the short term, I'm not noticing any difference in the hydrophobic potential between Rapidwaxx and high gloss. They both seem to have the same exact hydrophobic performance. And this right here will just never get old. I just love it. And I don't dislike products that don't give me this type of performance right here as far as water beading goes, but I mean, this is it for me. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is my exact preference. Okay, so I've washed the paint using Meguiar's Deep Cleaning Super Soap, and I have this set at 1 ounce to 1 gallon, which is perfect for routine washing. I'm running low on CarPro Reset, so I'm saving the last bit of that I have in the bottle for the durability test. And this is just to highlight that the products are going to be able to hold up after the first wash. They're not going to be completely eroded off the paint. And for Rapidwaxx, the durability ranges from 4 to 6 months based on Polish Angel's claim. And high gloss is going to be up to 7 months of durability. And durability is going to be one of those things that fluctuates all over the place, depending on the type of paint that you're putting the products on, the amount of prep work involved, the environment, and just what the paint is exposed to during that time period. And with Rapidwaxx, I mean, this is not going to be something like Polymer Net Shield from Sealant. It's not going to be able to maintain its hydrophobic performance like that. I would recommend to reapply Rapidwaxx on a daily driver that sits outside the entire time, at least once a month, in order to maintain strong hydrophobic performance. And trust me, it's going to be very difficult to keep your hands off of Rapidwaxx for anything longer than a month. Yeah, this is something that I want to reach for after every single wash. It's that easy to work with. It's that fun to work with as well. And it's very unique. Polish Angel has a very unique formula with how the Rapidwaxx and high gloss and cosmic spritz work on the paint and how they apply to the paint, how they buff in, and how they level out. It's just so good of a formula. And you can see here with the air blower, the water just blows completely off the paint super easily. I don't even have to follow up with the microfiber drying towel when the product is this fresh. And then the final look of the gloss on the Walkaround here is just absolutely fantastic. And when I was measuring the paint with the Row Point gloss meter, I was getting very similar numbers with both of these products. And again, this is on perfected paint. It's been heavily polished. It's pretty much at its maximum gloss range. And here I've got the Gilmore nozzle out to showcase you guys the water sheeting rate, the flood rate of both the Rapidwaxx and High Gloss. You guys can see here the water just pools right off the surface. You can't really form that fully connected water sheet across the paint when it's this hydrophobic. And so for those of you who don't have air blowers, this is perfect for removing the majority of the water beading off the paint. You're drying the paint with water by flooding it, and it's going to remove the majority of the water off before you start to dry the paint with the towel. And so if you guys are interested in checking out this Gilmore nozzle with this nice little center flood setting, check in the link in the description down below. I'll send you over to Amazon where you can check it out. It's in between $10 to $15 here in the US, depending on the style that you get. But as you guys can see right here, the amount of water left behind is minimal after flooding the paint like this. In this clip here, this is going to cover the Poorboy's World strip-down test to show you guys how resilient each product is after using a dedicated wax and sealant remover on the paint. And I've agitated the middle sections of this test hood here in between the crease lines. On the outer edges of the creases, I've gone ahead and just sprayed strip down onto those areas, and I'm going to rinse those right off. But I've definitely powered through that gallon of strip down pretty quickly. And I do use a lot every time I do this type of test here. I dump it onto the paint at a pretty high amount. But you guys can see here with Rapidwaxx, it's definitely holding up. Where I've just sprayed strip down onto the paint without agitating it in with the wash mitt, it's going to rinse that stuff right off the surface. It's going to be able to easily handle that. And the same thing with High Gloss as well. That outer edge in between that crease there, I've done no agitation. I've just sprayed it on. It's rinsing right off. It's holding up fine. And you guys can see the areas where I've agitated strip down into the surface with the microfiber wash mitt has definitely had much more of a knockdown effect of the protectants. I can see that the Rapidwaxx side there on the left, though, does look like it's still holding up. In that left side area where I've agitated it into the paint, it is holding up at a decent rate. But there is staining. I can see staining left behind with this rinse here with the areas that I have agitated strip down into the surface. So it is going to be definitely affected by the strip down on both sides. In this clip here, this is going to be my application demo for using Rapidwaxx on the paint. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to work with. I'm going to try using it as a drying aid as well to show you guys how that works. I prepped the paint using Menzerna 3800. I followed it up with Clean Strips Mineral Spirits. I'm kind of testing to see how Mineral Spirits does as a post-polishing panel wipe. And now this rinse right here is after washing the paint with the Meguiar's Deep Cleaning Super Soap. So you guys can see how the water is behaving now before I put the Polish Angel Rapidwaxx on the paint. But this is a lot different than the majority of the other sprays on the market. You know, the entire Polish Angel line of sprays, Rapidwaxx, High Gloss, and Cosmic Spritz, they're all three. They have this gunkier, goopier style, a thicker style of formula and consistency. You're going to want to shake the bottles up like crazy if you can before spraying the product onto the surface of the paint or in the microfiber towel before you spread it across the paint. And I quite like its thicker formula because I don't have to manage overspray. It's not going to atomize like other products. So if I'm working in direct sunlight and I'm spraying this directly onto the paint, I don't have to worry about it getting all over the side of the paint and then partially drying before I get to that area. And because this is a thicker formula, you're not going to have to spray that much onto the paint or into the towel in order to get good coverage. This spreads pretty effectively. And so 1 or 2 spritz on the paint is going to be able to cover the entire half of the hood. And so if you end up getting the 200 milliliter size bottle, you are still going to be able to get decent uses out of that small bottle. A little bit of this stuff does go a long way. And this is silky smooth when you're spreading this across the surface of the paint, and it just wipes off so well. It levels off so well compared to some other products. Other products you can wipe and wipe and wipe, and you'll never get rid of the residual look, the residual oils left behind by those products. This product will level out much more effectively than most of the other products that I've worked with on the market. You want to make sure you flip the towel over to a dry side or use a separate dry microfiber towel to give it that final wipe off, and it will give a nice super clean wipe off. And that's one of the reasons why I like working with it so much. And you guys can see here, I'm immediately rinsing the paint off after applying it. That's to showcase to you guys, how hydrophobic this is in the short term without necessarily the product needing to cure at all. But what I can see right here on this half of the hood, I didn't get full coverage towards the bottom section. So what I would recommend is 2 full spritz to start the application process off. And then as your product in the microfiber towel, as it loads up with the Rapid Wax, this will spread more effectively in subsequent sections. You're not going to have to spray as much onto the other areas across the car that you're working on. And then here I'm going to try using it as a drying aid, and this is a fantastic drying aid. The water is just easily soaked into the microfiber towel. This spreads a good amount of protectant, so I'll rinse it after using it as a drying aid to show you guys the performance and how it holds up. And it's just a silky smooth product to work with. This is not the slickest. It doesn't leave behind the absolute slickest feeling when you're working with this. It's not going to be bead maker slickness, but it is going to be super smooth. It's not bad at all. And especially compared to something like Sonax's Brilliant Shine Detailer, which is one of my favorite products of all time. Brilliant Shine Detailer is absolutely phenomenal, crazy hydrophobic. But if, the Brilliant Shine Detailer doesn't have the slickness, it doesn't have the crazy smooth feeling surface. It's not quite as easy to apply and buff into the paint. And so we lose some of that satisfaction working with Brilliant Shine Detailer by missing out on some of those other features. And that's what Polish Angel brings to the table with Rapid Wax, with High Gloss, with Cosmic Spritz. Much better wipeability, a super smooth feeling paint surface left behind. And so this feels like a more refined version of Brilliant Shine Detailer, which is exactly what I've been looking for. But you guys can see here, very good performance as a drying aid, incredibly easy to work with. In this clip here, I'm going to open the bottles for you guys so that you can see this inconsistent, goopy, gunky mess that is the magic that makes up these Polish Angel products. It is just, look at that. It just looks like it's an absolute nightmare inside of the bottle. But for some reason, when you spray this stuff onto paint, it just works like absolute magic. And I've had these bottles for a couple of years now, and I haven't noticed any decrease in the performance. The shelf life is holding up fantastically. And since these bottles were fresh, they've always looked like this, just this goopy, inconsistent gunk. And I can't believe that we got to dish out $70 to get our hands on 200 milliliters of this bottle of High Gloss here. And $45 for 500 milliliters of Rapid Wax. It's just absolutely insane. But no one else has replicated this exact formula here. No one else has come to the market with this formula at a lower price point. And so we're stuck. We're stuck with having to go with Polish Angel and spend these crazy prices to get our hands on this magic. But one of the things that I will criticize Polish Angel for, aside from their price point, which is completely outrageous, is their labeling is super substandard. The label is not aesthetic. It's a paper-based label. It's not waterproof. It's going to tear super easily. I had some packing tape that was affixed to the label of the Rapid Wax when I got it in. As soon as I pulled the packing tape off of it, it ripped the label right up. I mean, it just seems like super lazy marketing for a product that is so good that costs this much money. There's no excuse for that. And so the labels need a complete redesign. It needs to be more aesthetic, and it needs to be a much higher quality label itself. And these products are also unscented. They don't have a specific fragrance in them. They kind of have like a chemical scent to it. And it's crazy how I could like a product line so much that is unscented, doesn't have a very good fragrance, has a very unaesthetic label, poor quality labels, and is so overpriced. And that's a testament to how good the quality of the chemical that is inside of these bottles here. But absolutely, if you guys are looking to dip into, what Polish Angel has to offer, I would recommend Rapid Wax at the very start. Grab the 200 ml bottle and play around with that for $25. That's going to be the best bang for your buck at the moment. And all three of these are fantastic coating toppers as well. Super good on top of waxes, sealants, coatings, or use them by themselves as solo protectants. But if you guys are looking to try out Polish Angel products here in the US, check out esotericcarcare.com. This is not sponsored by them, but they're pretty much the only guys in town that currently have Polish Angel products in stock. So check them out. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay tuned for more testing.